Hi there, I'm Mike Reevy for Homeschool Connections, and with me today is Homeschool Connections instructor Aisling McDonough. Aisling, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much for having me and for doing the interview. I'm very pleased to meet you.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, and just wanted to kick this off, getting right to it, asking you, for those who aren't familiar with you or what you teach, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and really what led you to Homeschool Connections?
So my name is Aisling, and I grew up in Ireland, and I chose German as a subject in secondary school, and I loved it, and then I continued doing it in college, and I loved it, and then I just had this opportunity to teach German at Homeschool Connections, and I took it, and it's been great. I get to teach a subject I love, so yeah, it's fantastic.
You can't beat that. And
I
you have
know.
like the younger kiddos, in your class, so that's got to be a fun challenge. Are there any, so what are the actual courses that you like to teach in particular?
They're great. It's like grade school German, so it's just German for beginners. So and yeah, I do have the younger kids, so we do kind of everything for beginners, like family, colors, friends, school, what's in my school bag, stuff like that, all this stuff through German. And then obviously they get to learn
Yeah.
like sentences, so they get to explain their family and their school day, and stuff like that. And by the end of the year, like you do learn a lot. Like they can, yeah, it's really impressive actually the amount they learn. It's really cool.
Well, and they're like little sponges, right? I mean, like when they're that
Yeah, they
age,
are.
they really, because I almost wonder if there's more of like a natural. I think when you get older, in my experience, it seems like you're, I don't know, like more hesitant or more embarrassed to like
Hmm.
make a mistake or something, and then you just figure out how to get a good grade on the quiz or something, but you don't really internalize it. Is that fair to say? Has that been your experience?
Yeah, no, they are sponges because sometimes at the beginning of class you could ask, like, does anyone remember anything from last week? And straight away they're just out with it. And we said the Hail Mary prayer at the beginning of every class. We sung it.
Oh yeah.
And after a few weeks, one of the kids asked if like they could sing it, and he sang the whole thing in German, the whole prayer in German, a complete beginner, a kid, and it was so
Yeah,
impressive. It was amazing.
that's so
Yeah.
fun. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, they're
Are there
great.
any? I know like German is. I mean, I have a casual sort of experience with it. I think I told you before at some point that I was actually, my parents are American. They were in the American Army though in Germany back in the 1980s. So I was actually born in Germany, and we have German
Oh, wow.
ancestry and everything. But I don't speak it myself. But I've always really just enjoyed some of those huge words. So is that something that you've enjoyed as well? Like sometimes you get a word that you're just like, there's no way that's a word. Like like you
I
could split
know.
that up, right? That's kind of fun.
Yeah, Germans, they do this thing where they like stick words together. Like if they don't have a word for something, they'll just like stick a load of different words together, and you can get some yeah, if you look it up, you can get some really, really long words that you wouldn't have in English. It's crazy. Just the different
I
languages, different traditions, different things they do.
I think the one that I never forgot was I actually took an anthropology course in college, and they were talking about a Germanic tribe that had been distinctly known for having this particular kind of ceramic pottery that had a line, like a linear band painted around it, and they were
Hmm.
literally called the linear band Keramikkultur. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, it was like, that feels like that's not fair. But that was when I
Yeah,
always
that
laughed.
sounds
That
about
was just a
right.
good
Yeah.
it's like, holy smokes, that's huge. So
Yeah.
now how do you, like, with the kids, how do you, like, you mentioned about songs, of course, like memorization, songs are so wonderful. Um, like, what are your like assessments, kind of like, or homework or quizzes? Like, how do you typically like to kind of see how it's going or keep track of, how the student's progressing?
Yeah, usually I did like or I do first of all vocab sheets, so they kind of have like a list of words to go back on, so all the new words they have that. And then after that for practice I do quizzes. So it could be like a quiz, one or two quizzes each with like maybe 10 questions each. Like what is the word for this, or what word would you use in this situation? And then they have options, like
Hmm.
three or four different options, and they can click on the right one, so it does kind of reinforce what they did in class. And then also I sometimes I put up like videos on the course page of like like school things, and then they can rewatch the video and go over again the school things. And yeah, that's kind of it. And then they do, it does really help though, because I do notice in the next class they do have remembered a lot of it. So
Sure.
yeah, like I said, they're sponges.
That's right. What do you find, and I'm just curious, like what, in your experience, like the students themselves really seem to look forward to the most? Or if there's a student watching this or a parent of a student watching this, they're kind of on the fence, what might be, just something to tell them about, like the additional, you've already shared some things, but about the course that, like the students typically are really excited about?
To be honest, I think kids are kids, and they're all super, what I find anyway, they're all super enthusiastic for the whole thing. Like every time I ask a question, kids are like, me, and like, I don't know if that's normal, but they're just so enthusiastic anyway, or to read or to answer a question. I love that. But then sometimes, a few times, we did play a game at the end of class, and yeah, they really loved that. Like it got a bit
That's fun.
they got very excited. But yeah, in general, they're just super enthusiastic. Like they always want to answer the questions, and the prayer as well. I usually did a prayer at the beginning of every class, and they all seem to love that as well and want to say it as well, which is just amazing.
Yeah. It's so, and I love, like with studying language, it is so easy. Like again, like when, the older you get, to like compartmentalize it and approach it in that kind of like, almost like an unnaturally academic way. When you think about it, it's like, these are like the languages that like kids at some place in the world, like play games in and sing songs in, or like, this is a real, for someone out there in the world, right? Like this is a real language that everybody experiences like their life through, and that's just a really, really powerful experience. So I'm so happy to hear they're very enthusiastic about that.
Yeah, and I think kids don't realize that, or they don't really realize it, because one kid was saying that they had like cousins in Germany, and it was like so exciting, just the thought of that.
Oh.
It must be like the opposite side of the world for them. Well, it is the opposite side of the world, but just to think about it, it is a big thought. And even me, when I went to Germany the first time, I was like, oh, like so many people actually speak this. Like, it's hard. It is a big thing.
Yeah. Well, let me just ask you, kind of
that introduction to it so young. Sorry for interrupting.
Oh, absolutely. No, absolutely. Yeah. And of course, obviously, like the opportunities that potentially that opens up. But I love that, that idea of just developing that love for the language itself. So is there anything else you want to share, Aisling, about just, how students can find out, anything more, parents can get in touch with you, any of those kinds of things?
Yeah, well, I'm available with my email address, and then everything is up on the website anyway. All the course information is there, so the parents can see what I'll be doing and what's going to be coming up throughout the year.
Wonderful.
And
well, Aisling, thank you so much.
Get into contact, I'd love to receive any emails or anything for any questions.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again very much, and wish you the best. So thank you so much for telling us about your Homeschool Connections courses, Aisling.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.